Hello seniors, here's a quick tutorial on how to make your senior pages in Photoshop. You can do this on any computer in the school, especially again you're more than welcome to come into my room 240 and use the computers that I have. Once you have signed on, this is the screen you will see, and you'll most likely have to search for Photoshop as it's not an option automatically on the bottom. So you'll go to Spotlight and start plugging in Photoshop, and it should become an option. Double click on that. And here is what it looks like when Photoshop is open. All of your tools and everything are on the sides or on the top. The first thing to do is go to File, New. You're creating a new project and you're going to customize the project. You're more than likely going to have to change the measurement. Make sure it is inches. All right, and we want it to be 10 inches wide and 6 inches tall, and making sure that the resolution is 300. Your background you'll probably just want to keep white because you'll fill your whole thing with pictures. Put your name on it. That's good practice. And then press OK. Here is the canvas that you will fill. And basically you'll be placing photos and adding text. So to add a photo, you would go to File, Place. And then hopefully you've got all your pictures in one spot, whether they are on a memory stick or in a folder that you've put on the desktop. Just find a picture. I'm just going to use, okay, as you can see it has this X on it. That means you are able to change the size and where it is placed at this point. If you hold the Shift key down, the little arrow, that will keep the proportion of the picture. If you do not hold the Shift key down, then you will distort it. So it's up to you. Most likely you'll want to make sure you press the Shift key as you are changing the size of the picture. Once you have it the way you want it, press the Enter key and it will finalize your picture. If you look over here in the layers, you will see that now that image is a layer of its own. Okay, if we add another picture, same thing, File, Place. Same thing happens. Again, hold the Shift key down to change the size. Oops. If you want to go back, you can go to Edit and step backwards, or it's the Command key Z. Okay, again, you can move it wherever you want, and once you've got it where you want it and the size that you want it, press the Enter key. Now you will see that that photo has its own layer. Okay, let's say you want to move it. I'm on this photo layer, and now with the arrow I can move just this photo because I'm on this layer. If I wanted to move this first photo, I couldn't, whether I tried really hard or not. You have to make sure that the layer that you are altering is selected. So you can see it's selected because it's blue over here. Now I can go back and change this. Let's say I want to change the size. I would go Command T. And now I can go back and change it. Command T, or let's see. Oops, I've got my QuickTime in the way. Or Edit, Transform, where you can change the scale, you can rotate it, flip it. These are all different options to change the photo. Again, the quick is Command T, and you can change it. All right, so you're just going to continue to file, place photos until you have all the photos that you want. As you're going, recognizing that they are all on their own layer. Okay. If I wanted this picture to be on top of this picture, I would have to change where it is in terms of layers, and you can move them around. So I'm going to put this layer on top of that layer. So they act kind of as like transparencies, and they keep sitting on top of each other unless you change them around. If you want to add text over here on the tools, there's a T, that is text box. Press on the T and then press wherever you want, and you can start adding okay, up here is the different fonts. You can change the size, you can change the format. Again, this can go anywhere you want. Remembering now this text is its own layer, and if you want it to be on top of a photo, okay, then that has to be on the very top, which it is now. But you can see if I moved it here that it's behind the picture, so I want to make sure that it's on the very top. What else? I think that's it. I mean, if you want to edit photos, you can, as far as taking the background out. If I select this first photo I put in and come over here to the eraser, I could potentially start taking parts out of it if you want. There are ways to be very selective in parts that you want to keep or not keep. So if you want to get more into detail than that, you'll have to come talk to me. I think basically most everyone will just be adding photos and text. And so yeah, that's basically it. Just the biggest thing in Photoshop that's different than most programs is that it creates layers for each thing that you add, and you just have to be aware that if you want to change something, you have to make sure that you are in the correct layer. And you can always go back and change it. And yeah, that's the basics. If you have questions about how more, again, just let me know. Once you have added all the pictures you wanted, you've put the font on it, it's all arranged, you've been aware that you haven't put, super important things at the very edges, because again, that could potentially get cut off, then you will finish this and save it. So File, Save As. Okay, PSD means that it's a Photoshop file, which means you could potentially come back and change things. So you definitely want to make sure you save a Photoshop file. And so save that on the desktop or save that in the memory stick that you brought with you. So do that first. And then let's say you feel that you are done. You will do File, Save As. And instead of a Photoshop format, you will change it to a JPEG. Okay, and it's very important that you save it with your name on it so we know who you are and who the Seniorpg belongs to. Sometimes it's not as obvious as others, so please put your name on it. And then again, save it on the desktop, save it in your memory stick, and then the JPEG version is what you will send me. The Photoshop file is what you will keep in case you need to go back and change things or you feel like switching things up. Okay, so again, please let me know if you have questions. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, come to room 240 if you need help or if you want to use computers. We need to submit these Seniorpages in our second deadline, which is January 22nd. And so the week prior to that, we'll be editing and fixing up pages. So we need your Seniorpage by Friday, January 11th, which only gives you a week after we come back from break. So you have now 2 weeks before we leave for Christmas break. Do you have a study hall or do you have a free? Do you need a study break? This is something that, it should maybe take you 20, 25 minutes as long as you have all the photos together and collected. So please be thinking about this and getting this done within the next 2 weeks. Don't leave it till last minute. And again, try and use original pictures. If you take things off of Facebook, the resolution of the picture is not as good, and you may not be able to keep it the size or get it the size that you want. It'll have to most likely stay pretty small in order for the picture to stay clear. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, let me know if you have questions. This is running long. I'll talk to you later. Bye.